All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi's sake. My brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And today, in this video, I'm going to go into how Yahawashi, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, is going to destroy 2/3 of our own people. And when I say, or when we say 2/3, you know, we're talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? Because you are Israelites, all right? However, all right, you are not moving like an Israelite. You are not behaving like an Israelite. You're moving as a degenerate plant, okay? Now, the reason why I'm saying Yahawashi, who the world indeed calls Jesus, is going to destroy or kill 2/3 of our own people, okay, is because they, okay, have rejected the Lord, all right? Just like they rejected him when they knew they were Israelites. And this is where I'm going with this impromptu, all right, with this in transit, all right. This is just the spirit just jumped on me to, all right, do a lesson on Yahawashi is going to destroy you 2/3 Jakes, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, because you rejected the Lord, all right, his word, when you knew you were Israelites, all right. And I want to focus on mainly the time period of Yahawashi's crucifixion, all right? Because I was reading the book of Luke, chapter 18 through 24. In fact, it was our, Luke chapter 17 or 18 through 24. But it was our read of the week. Okay, we pretty much completed the book of Luke within 3 weeks, as because we in GMS Miami we have a read of the week. So we pretty much this week completed the book of Luke. And again, from 18 through 24 is basically the build-up, and then to the crucifixion, and then of course the resurrection, all right? And because Yahawashi was performing miracles, all right, the wicked high priests, you know, the Pharisees and the leaders of Israel were extremely jealous and envious and wicked and conspiring against Yahawashi, all right, because of all the miracles he was doing in the name, okay, of his father, okay. He was doing it, and which confirmed that he was the Son of Man, you know, he was the Son of God. And they didn't like it. They didn't like that he was calling himself the Son of God. They didn't like that he was calling himself, okay, a savior, you know, the savior, all right. So they were envious and jealous, and there was a point where these these high priests, these leaders, okay, you know, after Judas betrayed Yahawashi, you know, they took Yahawashi into the temple, you know, after Judas betrayed him, you know, and the high priests and the officers, you know, the soldiers, the guards of the temple came and took Yahawashi to the temple. This is when they started beating on him, spitting on him, and then they blindfolded Yahawashi and then hit him and then said, prophesy, okay, which one of us, excuse me, hit you, prophesy, all right? And I was like, and this is why I'm doing this lesson, because, bro, Yahawashi is going to destroy these 2/3, man, okay? Because they were mocking him, they were hitting him, they blindfolded him, and then they said, after they hit him, said, prophesy to us, which one of us hit you, okay? So this is why we have what's known as the 2/3, man, all right? Because you're the same spirits coming back, man, all right? And that's why the Lord is set everything up for y'all to be destroyed. Real talk, okay? All right? We're talking about pestilence, famine, all right? Death by the sword. That's coming to you wicked 2/3, man, all right? The Lord's not going to show any mercy to y'all whatsoever, okay? Because you are the same, all right, people, all right, that mocked and ridiculed, okay, and assaulted Yahawashi, all right, whether it be physically, or you were with it, like you were okay with it, like you were mocking and laughing and giggling, okay? So, hey, you wicked Jakes, man, starting with you wicked so-called Negroes, okay, all the way to you Latinos, and of course the so-called Native Americans, man, the Lord is going to destroy y'all, man, all right? Because y'all, okay, are moving in the same fashion. Your behavior, okay, your disrespect for the words of the Lord, your unbelief, okay? Because in order for you to do that, those heinous acts, okay, you have to have unbelief. And this is why y'all, today, y'all want to see, okay, something. You want to see, okay, all right, proof that the Bible is true. You want to see proof that the words of the Lord are true. And that's why the Lord's going to kill y'all, man. All right, because y'all the same people, all right, back then, man. You just, back then you just knew you were Israelites, but you were still moving that same fashion. Always wanted a sign. Always wanted a miracle, man. All right? And the miracles are here, man. You got all the tribes waking up, okay? Preaching the word in the highways and byways, all right? You got the 12 tribes, you know, all right? So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans describing themselves as it says it would be done. If you read Isaiah chapter 44, starting at the first verse on down, all right, that, all right, Jacob will surname themselves to Israel, all right, saying they're from the house of you know, the house of Ephraim, from the house of Judah, from the house of Levi, from the house of Issachar, all right? So the signs are here. But no, you want to see something according to your time frame. That's why the Lord's going to kill you 2/3, man. And this makes so much sense. Like, again, I was reading, all right, those chapters. I'm like, yo, the Lord going to kill these wicked Israelites, all right? And the fact that back then, and y'all, a lot of y'all Jakes don't believe the scriptures, but hey, when you knew you were Israelites, all right, mainly the southern kingdom, you said, let our blood be upon us and our children. This is why the bulk of y'all can't get it. This is why you get, okay, all these football numbers at the prison house, okay? Like you got Jake screaming and yelling about some fucking two-third, all right, that stabbed up some Edomite, all right? Guess what? That's good for his fucking ass, because he wasn't serving the Lord to begin with. So fuck him and his family. Like, when you really think about it, man, why are we give a fuck about what happens to these two-thirds, man? They weren't serving the Lord. They weren't being considerate about the Lord's words. So fuck him and fuck his family, okay? All right, got Jake. Oh, man, that's fucked up, man. He got 35 years. The motherfucker should have got the death penalty, okay? Because if you're not serving the Lord, fuck you and die. How about that? And that's how I look at it, man. All right? That's why it's so important to read these Gospels, man. Because Jake was full of shit back then, and they're more full of shit now, man. All right? Crying about some fucking clown stabbing up an Edomite. Yo, man, that's fucked up. They gave him 35 years, man. Should have gave his ass the death penalty, all right? All right? You know, that nigga wasn't serving the Lord. That nigga was being a nigga, okay? The scriptures talk about, all right, this ain't our kingdom. The scriptures talk about, all right, to take the lowly, be humble, all right? And that's how the Lord's going to test some of y'all Jake, y'all rowdy Jake, right? You Jake that, you know, think that you about big and bad, all right? Some of you Jake's never been punched in the mouth before. Some of y'all haven't. Some of y'all never been jumped. I've been jumped. I've been punched in the mouth when I was in the military, okay? How about that? Some of y'all need to get punched in the fucking mouth. But anyway, not to go off on a tangent. But yeah, man, you two-thirds, y'all gotta get it, man. It's crazy, man. I'm reading this story. I'm reading this history, this historical event. I don't even want to say story. I want to say historical event, because it is historical. All right, it is a true event that happened. Wicked ass Jakes. All right, saying if you be God, son of God, why don't you deliver yourself? That's why you niggas get the football numbers. That's why Esau guns you down in the streets, because you the same people coming back. The same motherfucking, all right, degenerates, all right, coming back. Come on, come over. Come on over, since you're impatient. Move the fuck over. Let's go. But yeah, man, that just got me hot. But anyway, that was my impromptu, because it just came out of nowhere, man. My in transit. But yeah, man, I can see why the Lord's going to kill 2/3 of our people, man. Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. I can see it, man. I can see him like, yeah, the Lord's going to kill a lot of Israelites. All right, whether they know or not, they're Israelites, and they've all heard. You Jakes heard. So the Lord's going to make an example by, okay, destroying Yah and Yah family, man. Okay. All right, and it doesn't matter. Okay, if you're just being nice, you know, oh, I don't do nothing wrong. I just go to work and pay my bills and go home. That doesn't mean shit. What are you doing for the Lord's sake, man? Are you serving the Lord? All right? Are you making your body a living sacrifice? Are you bringing out this truth? Are you condemning this world? Or are you being a fucking lukewarm, okay? You know this truth, but you got your hands in your pocket, all right? Or you're trying to be politically fucking correct for Esau, okay? Or for your family, okay? Or for these other Jakes, all right? Trying to be sympathetic, man. It's fucked up. They gave him 35 years, bro. He wasn't serving the Lord, all right? Point blank, period. Fuck him and his family, man, all right? Because at the end of the day, if you're not part of the elect, it doesn't matter, okay, if you're an Israelite or not. Real talk. So, and the Lord likes to get you where it hurts. He likes to get your children, all right? That's why you're noticing that these high school Jakes are getting 35 years, getting life, because now the Lord's going after your children. Y'all all heard about the Hebrew Israelites. Y'all heard about us. You know our doctrine. You know what we've been saying. Have they not heard? That's why the Lord's going after your children. And that's my spiritual take on that 35-year character, okay? Fuck him, all right? He wasn't serving the Lord, all right? Remember, you become a man, all right? When do you become a man as an Israelite? Around the age 12, right? All right? When you start to hit puberty, that's when you become a man, right? So he was a man, and he got a judgment as a man. They're lucky they didn't give his ass. He's lucky he didn't give his ass the death penalty. Okay? All right? So when he's in prison, Lord willing, all right? You know, he repents, but he's not going to. He's going to turn into a more of a bigger demon. All right? He's probably going to join Islam, because that's what most, mainly Southern Kingdom, they go right to join Islam, because it's a, what's it called? It's a majority, because Jake looks at numbers, all right? Because again, the bulk of Jake ain't spiritual. The Lord never dealt with numbers. He's always dealt with a small remnant. You saw that with the 12 disciples, okay? How this ministry started. It was always a small number. So with that, I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahawashi. Again, the title of this lesson, the Lord's going to kill 2/3. And again, what inspired me to do this impromptu, to do this in transit, I was just reading the book of Luke and how they smacked Yahawashi, blindfolded him, all right, and told him, if he's a prophet, find out who hit you. That's some nigga shit. That's how you know these are Israelites, bro. The so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man, woman, okay, and child, those are the Israelites, because that's what Jake would do. Jake would do some nigga shit like that. But anyway, man, Shalom, man. All praise and glory to Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone. All right, salutation to the seer Akim out there pushing this truth. Hey, man, let's keep fighting. Let's keep going. Hey, we're out here for the hopeful elect. All right, and then we're out here to tell the 2/3 they're going to die a horrible death for not seeking the Lord, for being, okay, a beast like these heathens. Because these heathens are supposed to be beasts. That's why the Lord prophesied that there will be 4 kingdoms, and he referenced them as beasts. And the bulk of our people are moving like these heathens, like beasts. Okay, and for the few sisters that are watching, Shalom, you know, on to the next one, man. Shalom.